I've got a lot more on the plans for a Jeff Hardy Karrion Kross mini feud that may now have to be scrapped due to the COVID positive test from Jeff Hardy. Now, this may make some people laugh. The WWE had a clear, cohesive plan when it came to moving forward with Jeff Hardy and Karrion Kross. This plan would have been absolutely infuriating to a large portion of the fan base, and not at all surprising to most of the rest. While this hasn't been entirely scrapped, having Jeff Hardy out with COVID has made the future of the storyline unlikely. Essentially, Vince McMahon and the creative leads had confidence that Raw viewers and NXT viewers were almost entirely separate and there was very little overlap, meaning that the casual audience that Raw is built towards would not be really aware of who Karrion Kross was. Certainly fans in the audience barely had any idea about the guy. Kross was supposed to have a soft call-up, for now, briefly, rather than a firm one, and lose several matches to Jeff Hardy. After a couple of weeks, the feud would end, and he would then be properly called up when it came to the actual draft, with one major noticeable change. The storyline would have been that Karrion Kross had simply encountered an opponent and a style that he could not overcome. It may have played into that we would see Karrion Kross versus Ricochet, versus John Morrison, a style that he simply could not overcome. Jeff Hardy, largely using heel tactics, would both undermine Kross's overall power base, but also make him less of a heel. The WWE dropped Scarlett from Kross's entrance largely because they wanted the option to quickly start presenting him as a face. This would mean that he could line up against names such as Sheamus, Lashley and Jinder Mahal on the way to the top. A number of NXT call-ups have been not aligned to heel or face when they're initially called up because the WWE wants to hear the fan reaction and then decide what way to push them. This happened with Asuka most notably, who was not defined as heel or face for a long time after her call-up. Same with Ricochet, same with Aleister Black. They just didn't say you are a good guy or you are a bad guy. They just let it play out and see how the fans responded. Now, in typical WWE style, they would have forgotten Jeff Hardy's part in this after SummerSlam, leaving Kross to do his own thing when he was formally called up. Kross would lose the championship to Samoa Joe the day after SummerSlam at NXT TakeOver, and then simply move up permanently, turning from a soft call-up to a hard, firm, penetrating one. One writer was trying to pitch that Scarlett would come up at the same time and sort of relaunch Kross. The loss to Samoa Joe would be forgotten about because no one who watches Raw watches NXT, as we definitely know. And this would be that rare situation of two pushes at once on two different shows with no actual connection. The loss to Samoa Joe would be entirely unrelated to the feud with Jeff Hardy. NXT fans have made it clear that they don't agree with this concept. As for Jeff Hardy, this was supposed to be the start of a renewed push. He would pick up some wins over a big name en route to a match at SummerSlam. My personal suspicion is that we were building towards Hardy versus The Fiend, with Jeff Hardy picking up the win there as well, the price of Hardy sticking around for a little while longer. He seems to have them over a barrel for his actual contract negotiations. A WWE Championship match has been pitched, whereas a championship run was considerably less likely. Hardy's test result will not put an end to his push, but it might take him past the point at which the feud with Karrion Kross might have ended. Where this leaves Kross is in a bad place, as he may well lose to someone else now. Honestly, I think it would be better for everyone if he was quietly forgotten about, ready to go back to NXT and have a massive call-up during the draft. I think we're all very disappointed with this one.